on this. Yeah, number
Yep.
photo sharing discussion number 87, the last one of the year for 2014. So we got Simi from Connecticut and Wes from sunny Florida, where I'm sure it's a little warmer than 50 down there.
Yeah, I think it got close to 80 today.
Mm,
Ouch.
very nice. Yeah, we were at about 60, so not bad. But we had a fair amount of rain overnight. We had about an inch, between an inch and an inch and a half of rain overnight into first part of this morning. So
Yeah.
it was warm, but kind of humid and just cloudy all day. But yeah, that's not too bad.
We had rain all the way up till Christmas Day, and then it hasn't rained since.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So it's been nice.
We had a bunch of rain last Tuesday, and then it was dry, and then a bunch of rain last night. I think it's gonna be dry most of the week until next weekend, of course. So that's just the way it is. Winter is, at least for us, is when we recharge the aquifers and refill all the reservoirs. So I guess we can't complain about it too much. So. All right. Well, we got a bunch of. Looks like Simi got out with his new lens, which we're gonna have to talk about here. But it looks like he made a bunch of images with his new lens, which is cool. And
Not all of them.
Yeah.
There were some.
okay, yeah, it looks like there's a few there. Yeah, a few. Well, good. All right. Any? Let's start with you, Simi. You got your Tokina 100 macro lens, right?
Yes. Very happy. And it
Cool.
performs very well.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Is it? Was it a 2.8? Is that what it is?
Yes, it's 2.8.
Okay.
But it depends on how close you are and your focusing distance. That could change on you.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Okay.
I think most macros do that, but
Okay. All right. And you've and is it pretty much a pure 1-to-1 macro, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
one to one.
Cool. Good.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot of fun.
It was. It won't be fun if I'm not by myself. If the wife's tagging along, she's gonna slap me upside the head because
Yeah.
every
That's something.
it's like, oh, let me try to take something here or take something there.
Yeah. That lens you can make images of all the little stuff that you couldn't do before. So there's just a lot wherever you go now. There's a bunch of stuff to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something you can even play with at home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do all the small.
Inside in the warm.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And
Set up
that's
something.
probably a pretty good portrait lens too, I would think, right? Aren't a lot of the macros work pretty well as portrait lenses too?
Yeah, I don't do much portraiture, but I have a couple shots where I just took it with like a normal lens, and they turned out very nice.
Good. Good. Yeah.
It's like having a giant prime with you.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. 100mm prime, which on your 750 it's full frame, so it is. Yeah. It's a true 100 millimeters. So. Hey Raj, welcome.
Hi Mark, how are you?
Hey, doing well. Good morning.
Hi Wes, hi Simi.
Hi, Raj.
Good. Glad you could join us. We're just talking about Simi's new toy, his 100mm Tokina macro, which
Oh, that's a good lens.
yes, yeah, yeah, and he's had it all 3 days, and he's given it a full overview, and I guess he's going to keep it. He's not going to be returning it to the North Pole or anything, right?
No time soon, no.
Okay, all right, good. That's always. Well, have you ever used that lens before? Did you have a friend that had it, or have you just prior to getting it, were you just kind of reading up on other people's experiences with it?
No, nope. I just researched this one. I haven't had a chance to use it. I did have an old lens that had a macro function on it, but it's just not the same though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every one of those is different. Well, good. That sounds like that'd be a fun lens. So you've still got a couple more on your wish list though for that camera, I'm assuming, right? A couple more lenses.
Yeah, it'll be a while for those.
Yeah. What you got to do is you got to use this macro lens, take some awesome images, and sell them, and then you get the money to buy your other lenses.
Yeah. That's what the wife keeps saying. So.
Yeah. So you take all these pictures, go make some money off of it. Yeah, it's slow. it's easy. Well, I won't say it's easy to take great images, but there are a lot of great images out there, and it's hard, it is very hard to sell your work. It really is. I mean, unless you are doing weddings or portraiture or that type of stuff, there's it is tough. It is tough to make money from your photography if that's something you want to do. I mean, it is definitely a challenge. So, but fun. Well, cool. Well, you've posted a fair amount of images, so we'll go through those. How about you, Wes? Any photography related Christmas
Yeah, I got
positions?
a dual battery charger. I've been using a battery grip on my camera for the past close to a year now, and so you end up with two dead batteries at a time, so it's always frustrating to have to charge them one at a time. So I asked for a charger that charges two at one time.
Oh, cool.
So I got that, and I got one of these New Year flashes. It's just a really
Okay.
simple.
Yeah.
It's a simple flash, but it actually has. You can control the power output
It is,
from it and stuff.
and it
Nice.
is a
So
built-in slave as well, right?
yes, it is. It does do slave mode, and I have wireless triggers also. So I just wanted something that I could have a little bit of control with, and
Well,
that's really all I
it
need.
makes all the difference. I have two of these, and it makes all the difference. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, that's something I do need to get for whichever camera I end up keeping, whether it's a DSLR or the OMD. I do want to get a flash this year, so that is.
Get the one Wes got. It pretty much works for any camera because it has an inbuilt slave. You don't need to buy a wireless trigger or anything, and you can bounce it off like anything white or
Mm-hmm.
so.
Okay.
It does
Well,
it.
yeah, I'll take a look at it. My Christmas photography gift was the OMD, which I'm still working with, and
Mm-hmm.
I still love. I think the DSLR might be
Going.
going on Craigslist or Fred Miranda or something like that. But I'm going to give it another month or two and see. I'm just very impressed with it. Does everything I need to do. I'm going to need to get a couple more lenses. All I have is a 17 millimeter at this point, but they do make a nice 60 millimeter macro lens, which is very that is something that's very appealing to me because I have wanted to get a macro lens for about a year or two. So I'll have to check that out. But I've been.
You know, there is something called speed boosters, and if you are into manual focusing,
Mm-hmm.
speed boosters are something good actually.
Yeah, Metabones makes them, right? Is that who does
Yep.
those? Okay.
Metabones are the famous and good ones.
Okay, and they run. I guess it depends, but they're a few $100s, right? $250,
Yep.
$300, something like that. Okay,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'll check with that. So
Then
I
you
could,
can use your Canon lenses and all that on your.
yeah, and that might be an idea. Although I might, if I decide to make the switch, I might just sell the lenses that I have and just go with the micro four thirds lenses. I've been doing a fair amount of reading over the last week or so, and the micro four thirds lenses get some very good reviews, very high quality lenses, and I think it's just because of the form factor. It's easier to make higher quality glass with a smaller form factor. I mean that's what it seems like. So we will see. But for right now, I'm very happy with the 17 millimeter. I think that's the only lens I use for the next month or two.
What really fascinates me is micro four third camera and those C-mount lenses. They are like manual focus lenses, and for film work, they are awesome.
Mm-hmm. That is an option too. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a wide variety of native 4/3 lenses, and then with the adapters and everything, you can fit a lot of stuff on the camera. The one lens that I might keep, and I'll have to try it out, is the Rokinon 8mm fisheye that I have.
Yep.
That might be because I think I can. It's a manual focus lens anyway, so I can get a basic adapter for $15 or something like that. That should be
And
fine.
that will be 16 millimeters on a full frame. So.
Yes, so it'll be it'll be 16 on the 4/3, and That'd be interesting. I might try that out because I can probably get the adapter for not very much, and if I like it, I'll keep it. If not, I'll sell the adapter for half what I paid for it, and it only cost me like $10 to try it out. And if I don't like it, I'll sell the lens and the adapter, and then get a because they do make a I think it's a 4mm or 5mm fisheye for the Micro Four Thirds, so it ends up being about the same equivalent.
They're very expensive. I think the 4mm one is quite expensive.
Yeah, I have to check on that because I know the one that I have now that I use with my Canon was $280, and it's a great lens, and that's a fantastic value. So I'll have to research a little more, but I think I remember seeing one of the fisheyes for about the same price. But if I can use the one I have on there with an inexpensive adapter, that's maybe what I'll do. Although I would lose a little bit of the compactness. That would be the only downside. The lens would just be quite a bit bigger than the equivalent fisheye lens in the 4/3. But I guess Rui had mentioned if I do decide to sell my Canon lenses, he'd be interested in that 15 to 85. So that might be that is a great walk-around lens for the
It is.
for the APS-C sensor. But yeah, that was pretty much it photography related for me. That was my gift. I've been saving up for the photography budget for the last 6 months or so, and did that. Other than I got an Adorama gift card from my brother, so I'll use that for some film or filters or something like that. So
Yep.
It's always useful.
yeah, he's like, "Can you use that?" And I was like, "Send those all day long." Cause
Yeah.
between film especially. I mean, I go through, I don't know, $25-30 of film a month. You know, if I'm especially in the summer between like April and October. So it's like, yeah, I can get film and no problem at all using it because Adorama does have a good selection of film still. So
yeah,
pretty much everything I want to shoot with it, they have available. So. How about you, Raj? Any purchases here? End of the year, beginning of the year, start off the new year? Nothing?
I'm in the market for it, and I am also considering switching to. I'm not switching, but adding a mirrorless camera to my arsenal. But and I almost had one deal that I told you about last week. But yeah, I mean, so that one didn't go through well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm still looking for something good. I was planning to have it around Christmas, so that would be like good, but no. And I got some good deal around Black Friday over the internet, and I was kind of those were like do you know those Nikon 1J ones?
Okay.
Nikon
Yeah.
1,
Yep.
those
Yeah.
smaller 1-inch sensor ones. I was getting some, and I think we discussed it in podcast, in one of the broadcasts. I was getting a very good deal on those, but they were not even battery. I mean, they were like just the camera, no battery, no charger, no lenses.
Okay.
So that didn't go well. So yeah, still
Great
in
deal,
market.
but all you got is a body, nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, the best deal I'm getting is on Canon's M. EOS M, and that's like a very capable camera. That's like D600 in a smaller body, and but then the same problem, no viewfinder. That's kind of.
And it only has what, three native lenses for that camera?
Yeah.
That's what you have, right, Wes? Don't you have the M?
Yeah, I have both of them actually. I have the J1
Yeah.
and the M.
Okay. All right. And which one do you like better? The J1
The M
or
is I like the M better.
M has APS-C sensor, and it's
Yeah.
better in every aspect.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a 22 fixed focal length lens, and then the 18-55 kit, and then there's a 55 to 250.
Okay, did you guys see the 22 Canon lens? EOS. It's only for APS-C cameras. So it's EFS lens, latest 22 millimeter f2.2.
It's the 24 millimeter. The new Pancake.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a 24 millimeter.
Oh, you got it already.
And it's a
Yeah,
it's a 2.8, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it. I use it for videos.
Okay.
It's a perfect size for videos for me.
$150, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very nice price then. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Very nice. Yeah. And they're starting to come out with more of those. So I'm going to be interested if Canon or Nikon get into a true mirrorless setup, not a 1-inch sensor. Or Canon has
Yeah.
the M was a decent one. They could expand that and have perfect competition with like the Fuji.
They made
In
one
fact,
too,
what
but
I
they
would,
didn't sell it here.
what I would have liked, Canon, the EF mount, the flange distance is not too much, all right? They could keep the same mount that they have on DSLRs because that doesn't make your camera very, what do you call, broad.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty compact. They didn't have to change the mount. They can maintain the same mount, all the same lenses. I know it. Yeah, I mean, like mirrorless is all about smaller sizes, but then I mean, not millions. I mean, like thousands of different lenses and numbers. There are millions available in the market
Mm-hmm.
that can be used on that camera, and that's like Canon's own mount. So no copyright thing or whatever they have, like patent thing problems either. So they should
Yeah.
have gone for that.
It's interesting. There's been a lot of you see a lot of stuff on the internet about how mirrorless is especially with Sony coming out now. They're in their second generation of the A7 with the in-body stabilization. Fuji's come out with the X-T1 and the X100T.
Yeah.
There's just seems to be a lot of momentum for mirrorless, and
Oh, yeah.
people have said, 2015 is going to be the year where both Nikon and Canon release a
We'll lose
true mirrorless system.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they don't do it because they're afraid if they do that, if they come out with like a full frame mirrorless, well, there go all their big DSLRs. Are just nobody's going to buy them anymore.
Yeah, they don't want to compete with their own stuff.
Yeah, I mean because they own the market between the two of them for the pro level DSLRs. Between those two, they probably have 90% of the market. Sony and Olympus might pick up a little bit in there, and Pentax, but other than that, it's Canon and Nikon. So
I think we've reached a point where they'll have to stop playing safe. They cannot continue playing safe anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
it's just a
Sony
matter of
and
critical mass, and I think this year might be that year. And it's like, okay, we cry uncle, we're giving in, we're going for it because they already have it. They've already worked on it. They've designed something.
Oh, yeah.
The M that Canon put out a few years ago is they take that same design, scale it up, drop a full frame sensor in there, and call it done. And it would be pretty.
Yep. Put a viewfinder on it, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be easy. So, who knows? But so far, I'm a big believer in the compact size.
if they don't do
mirrorless.
it, then obviously Sony and Fuji and these companies will take over.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what they risk by not doing it. They risk losing a big share. And all they'll have left is the pro market. Because for pro sports shooters and that type of stuff, the big DSLRs are still probably the best choice, but it's degrees of little. I mean, 98%, 96% versus 99%. That extra 3 or 4%. The majority of people aren't gonna do that. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. There's a lot of changes coming in the marketplace. So. Truly amazing. Fun times to be a photographer, I guess, and frustrating too. Choices.
I'm really concerned, like my large format digital camera would have to compete with all these companies.
Well, no, if you get that going, you do a Kickstarter and you can produce a large, like a 4x5, and isn't it what we were talking about? You do like a 4x5 digital and if you could get that, if somebody could sell a 4x5 for under $10,000, a lot of people would buy it. A lot of people would buy it. Relatively. I mean, it's not going to be like, you're not going to see them at Best Buy or anything, but but you could probably sell thousands of those, I would think.
Yeah.
If you could come up with a 4x5, like a
sits
field
on
camera,
an
that's
existing
kind of the classic field camera size is a 4x5. You can come up with that with a digital and it's good, and sell it for under 10 grand. That would compete. That would take the Pentax 645 out because it's at what 8,800, 8,600. Yeah. But
Yep.
That's not going to be that far away. I mean, I think probably within 5 years, you're going to see large format digital
Yep.
cameras for under 10 grand, I would think.
Yeah, there would be.
So when I hit Powerball in 5 years, then I can buy one. Until then, I can just read about somebody else who bought one. So, all right, hey, let's jump into the
Yep.
photo share part, because Simi looks like he's posted a bunch of images, and I think a lot of those might be from the from his new lens.
They're all this.
Wow.
They're all from this weekend. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like they were all posted in the last few days. All right, this is my mysterious runner that caught me. Good one. This is the one image I posted this week, and this was a image from the roller cord back in July.
Wow.
We were in Springfield, Illinois, which is the state capital, and they had a memorial to, I guess, organized labor, basically, but it was just kind of a lots of texture. The monument was copper, I think. Yeah, it was copper. So I took a look at. I developed a film, I don't know, a couple weeks after we got back, and then looked at it and didn't like it too much. And this is one of the ones I revisited a couple weeks ago, and I ended up cropping it a little bit. The sky was really bright, and the monument was in a shady part, kind of on a hill. So I was down below. It was kind of up on a hill, and to get any good view, I had to kind of point up and get the sky in there. So it was a little tricky. I did a fair amount of adjustment in Lightroom. The roller cord doesn't have a light meter, so and this was one I was using Sony 16 on this roll, so I got it pretty close, but I did have to increase, get rid of the shadows, up the shadows a little bit to bring out some of this detail. But it's kind of an interesting.
Yeah, I like how tight you got in on it. So
Yeah, and that was
makes it feel
the
real.
original image. This is cropped by probably 15%. So, but so yeah, probably another little bit over here and a little bit down here. So I did crop it a little bit. I don't know what the original size is, but yeah, the original image, I couldn't get it with just a fixed focal length. It was tough, and so I ended up having to crop, which I don't like to do with the square format, but to make it acceptable, I had to
Well,
crop.
at least with medium format, you can do it and get away with it.
Yeah.
Not like 35.
It is true. I use my scanner is the Canon Scan 9000. So on a medium format negative, I can get realistically about 1800 to 1900 DPI. That's still good without just a bunch of junk getting added. So with the size of the negative, that gives me about it ends up with about a 20 megapixel image. So I'm able to reduce it a little bit and still get decent. And I've done this, and I could print this out on a 12 by 12 and have it still come out really nice. So
I like the dark against the gray against the white.
yeah, that. And I played around a little bit, walked around a little bit, because the Capitol was right behind it, and the sky it wasn't blue, it was just kind of overcast and humid. And so it was I reduced this down. That's about as far as I could reduce the highlights, and it's still super bright white, but it works for black and white. Yeah, it was kind of a fun, the detail in the statue is what caught my eye. So,
Very nice.
fun black and white. Yeah. All right, now we get a bunch of pictures with Simi's new lens, I think. There we go.
Yeah, looks
Is
like
this the first image with the new lens, Simi?
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, first log with a bunch of moss on it.
Okay. Okay. So how big was how big were the moss leaves here? Pretty small?
They were tiny, yeah.
Okay.
Very tiny.
Yeah. See, this makes me want to get a macro lens, because I do enjoy. I mean, with the mountains and stuff we have around here, I can go up into the mountains, especially in the spring when everything's just, like you said, fallen logs and that type of stuff. It would just be perfect territory for a macro lens.
I literally had to restrain myself.
Yeah. you might be getting served divorce papers before the end of the year. Like, oh, come on. The reason for divorce: over enthusiastic macro photography. Yeah. No, this is very cool. So were you focusing on these little whatever they are? I call them sprouts. I don't know what they are. Coming up, but
Yeah, I think they are sprouts.
okay.
Yeah.
You shot it at f/16.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So depth of field on this is still pretty narrow. I mean, you're very
Oh,
minimal
yeah.
depth of field.
Very shallow, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
How
was
many
it
inches
handheld?
away were you?
Maybe half an inch, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
handheld?
awesome.
No, I brought my tripod because
Okay.
I was planning on taking some regular shots as well.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Which is always great for the spousal acceptance factor because you got to set up the tripod and align it and do all that. So that adds an extra couple minutes that spouses just love. I know from personal experience. Tripods start arguments sometimes.
It was
very cool.
it was nice. The sun was out, so I had some light. I can see where I'm gonna have to get some sort of lighting with me to bring with me on some of these things.
Mhm.
A lot of macro
Yeah.
photographers, they use like a ring flash.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Or you could get, well, here's how you could get your wife involved, Simi. You can have her, you get like one of those portable soft boxes and she could hold it and you could bounce flash. Get her involved in the process. Yeah.
Oh, brother.
Okay, that's pretty much like, forcing yourself to sleep on a couch.
Yeah, it's pretty much it. How is that doghouse you're building out in the backyard? Yeah, that's it. But yeah, no, I could flash and then maybe just use a diffuser of some kind. One of those,
Yep.
like you had that. Don't you have that big one, Wes? That like 60
Yeah,
inch
and I've
foldable
gotten a
one?
smaller. I've gotten a smaller one now, so I'll force myself to carry it more.
Yeah.
So when I shoot flowers from now on, I'm going to try to use that.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
that's another thing I need to get. With my flash, I'm going to get a diffuser like that because.
Yep.
Yeah, you can get those.
I'll get the macro, the flash, and the diffuser all at once, and then I'm set.
Yeah, I threw it in with one of my Christmas present orders.
Okay.
Is your
Cool.
is your
When I was
diffuser the
shopping
one?
this year.
Is your diffuser the type that folds right up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Those are
the
nice.
5-way. It's got the gold side, the silver side, the diffuser, and one other thing I think.
Did you get it from Adorama? Is that where you got it?
I just got the small one I got from Amazon, and the big one came from was it Mono Price? I think it is.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Once I make the decision on the camera, I think the next step is to get a flash and diffuser because that's one thing that has been missing. If I'm gonna do more of these type of shots like you have here, Simi, I do want a flash and a diffuser. So yeah, very cool. That is neat.
Yeah.
Good times.
Love
Here
it.
we go. Some more moss and some twigs. Worlds within worlds. Midwinter afternoon. Cool. And there we go. F29.
I was trying to get that one level all in focus.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of created a kind of a tilt shift effect.
Yeah. Yep. Because all this is blurred, and you got this. And you did it. I think up here is probably a little bit more in focus than down here.
Yeah.
But it's pretty close. But you had to go all the way to F29. It probably doesn't go any more than that, does it?
It does.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I think I was testing it out. I think it was F39. It might. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a pretty small aperture. Yeah. Cool. That's very neat. You got some nice blurring in the background there.
Yeah.
1/6 of a second tripod. Yeah, that's nice framing too. You've got the kind of going across. I think it'd be much more interesting than tilting it and trying to level it off, because you have the twigs kind of sticking up vertical, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah. The background looks like you could do that in your studio.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about doing that too.
Yeah. Yeah. You could. It looks like one of those things that they put down like Owen Mills Studios. You know, like here's the picture of Junior in the forest. Very cool. I like that. And this is okay. This is your 20 millimeter
Yeah.
f10. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Nice perspective. And that.
There was a fair amount of dead trees all over the place. We've gotten hit by a few hurricanes over the years, and I think the volunteers haven't been able to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they probably cut down. I mean, if it's a real, kind of full-on conservation center, they probably cut down the ones that are dangerous, and then the other ones they just leave, if they can.
Yeah.
And because lots of interesting opportunities in fallen trees and dead trees and stumps and that type of stuff. It's just neat opportunity. Have you tried this one in black? This might be interesting in black and white, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be interesting. It's nice. I mean, I like this. The tree kind of fills pretty much the entire frame from the upper left down. Yeah, that might be interesting in black and white. Just because you've got pretty much super dark right here, and then you got full-on white in the back. It might be interesting. Run that through Silver Effects Pro or something. Yeah, very nice. Okay. That's a nice lake scene. Oh, it looks like a
Yeah,
inlet
that's
or something like that. Yeah.
yeah. This is a brook that runs through the conservation place,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, everything's dead.
Mm-hmm.
It still had some evergreens in the background, so it looked kind of nice. The sun was coming down, and
Mm-hmm. Got some nice reflections in the water, blue sky, some green in there to break it up, and nice calm water too. So you got some nice reflections in there.
yep.
Yeah,
This
I
was
like that.
actually this was actually taken on the bridge, going across. So
Very nice. You just stopped halfway across the bridge and set up
yeah,
a tripod and off you
yeah. I didn't bring
Almost.
my waders with me, so
go.
Yeah. Almost looks like you were in the water while shooting it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's almost like it.
Yeah. The bridge must not have been too far above the water, right?
Yeah.
yeah, not much farther.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's nice. This would be a fun place to come back to when there was snow on the landscape. I think
Yes.
this
Yeah.
would be very nice if you get some snow in the trees and around the shoreline. That would be. Is this too far? Pretty close to you? Or pretty easy drive for you to get over here?
It's about an hour away,
Okay.
but that's within my. I usually the most I do is maybe 3 hours.
Yeah. That's. Yeah. 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 So this is definitely doable if you got some nice snow. I mean, this would be a neat landscape with some snow, especially if you had like a little storm move through and there might be some frost or something on the tree branches.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be very interesting. Very nice. Yeah. That's a place that's worthwhile coming back and visiting over the course of the year too, kind of seeing how things change. Because you can stop in the same spot on the bridge and kind of document it. Oh, cool. It's kind of an abstract of a root ball, basically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should see how big this was. I have another picture, kind of.
Right. It's probably a big tree. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, it was. I was gonna do a selfie next to it, but it was kind of creepy. I kept hearing noises from it.
Okay.
So
It's kind of like the Blair Witch Project there. I heard it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's neat. Black and white is a good treatment for this, I think, because you got the dirt and the wood and everything. That's very
Yeah.
nice. And this is with the 20 millimeter. So you're probably fairly close to this.
yeah, as close as I would want to get.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's very cool. Very nice. Okay. So this is the same tree.
Same tree, and I'm 6 feet,
Okay.
and the top of that is about 10 feet high.
Okay. And you got F11. You got
It's
some
about
nice.
30 feet across.
Okay. Yeah. So the tree itself probably was like 4 or 5 feet diameter. Was it like a big oak tree or something that had
Yeah,
fallen?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice
And
placement of the sun coming through there. You got the little star pattern on the sun.
all in
Really
front
nice.
of it was all mucked up. There was just a cavity of muck in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. There was some strange noises coming from the tree, so I didn't go near it.
Kind of critters or something hiding in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Was it recently fallen? Do you know?
Uh,
Mhm. I mean, it doesn't look. It looks
Was
old,
it
but not too old.
was was the noise somewhat like help, help kind of thing?
no.
Was it more like something you would hear on The Walking Dead? You know? That's neat. That's neat. And that what makes this image is having the sun. You get the nice pattern
Mm.
from the I guess from the blades of the lens in there got nice pattern in there. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. Looks like the same
Okay.
same auto feature. Very nice. Nice reflection again. Once again, super still water on that.
Yeah, this is the bridge is off to the on to the left on this one,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a small pathway somebody made to out here. So
Okay. Yeah, it's almost a perfect reflection here
Yeah.
of the log. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's it's neat. Yeah, not a lot of color, but there's enough color with the green. Once again, the green and the blue, and uh, good combination of colors. I mean, yeah,
this
the
was
trees.
definitely a nice place because I didn't even get to walk the entire path because it was getting late. But yeah, I definitely will come back to this place.
Yeah, I think this would be a fun place to kind of you can go with maybe at one point over the 4 seasons. Come back here and when the leaves are budding out, and then maybe in midsummer, and then if the leaves were turning, that would be fun. Like mid-October, mid to end of October,
Mm-hmm.
and all the leaves on all these trees that would probably be pretty colorful. That's
I
neat.
like this temperature actually. It's almost like pleasant. It's cold but not very cold.
Mm-hmm.
I like this temperature, and the entire feel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mhm.
It's got it's exactly like a 50-degree day in December in Connecticut. Oh, that's very nice. And see the clouds in here kind of break up the sky a little bit, and it's a nice reflection in the water. Yeah, nice, nice image. There we go. Is this the macro lens? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, this is a nice one.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Um, very interesting fungus type things growing on
Hmm.
lead logs.
Yeah.
And this is great color. Yeah.
Hmm.
This was yeah, I could spend all day here just doing this small stuff
Mm-hmm.
and not going very far either.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's neat. The texture in the
Yeah.
fungus is very nice. The colors are great. And this was okay. F29.
Yep.
1.6 seconds. Wow. Okay. Trying to get it, and still this front section here is still a little, but
Yep.
you pretty much got yeah. The main part of the image is pretty sharp in here. So, and you were probably what half an inch away from this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's neat. Nice detail shots. Yeah, we were in uh, Olympic National Forest, which is on the west coast of Washington State, back in 2001, and I wasn't into really photography at that point in my life, but now I want to go back there because it's a rainforest, and you just you walk along a path, and every corner you see something like this: a tree fallen with some bizarre-looking fungus type thing, and moss and ferns, and I was like, oh, get a macro lens, go back there. You could spend, weeks just wandering around, photographing stuff.
Okay, Simi, the orange color that you have towards the left hand bottom, is it light or is it its natural color?
That's actually the sun. That was the last bit of sunlight.
Sun.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that's so
this
beautiful,
right here?
actually. That's what I thought. Yeah, and then go a little further.
Yep, right above it.
Towards the right.
Or to the right, yep.
Oh, this right here.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the reflection of the sun setting.
Okay, so that's the sun hitting the green. Yeah.
You can see a little bit over on the right as well, at the lower part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, down here. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. This is that's a cool. And 99.5% of the people that would walk along this path would see that and just ignore it. But you get up close and get a real good detail shot of it. Amazing. What would be interesting would be just this section here, with all the colors. If you would kind of approach it like from here, right in, and then you would just get all the different layers and levels and textures and colors in there. That would be interesting.
For that one, I don't think I could have, because I would have been in the path of the sun. You would have seen a big shadow.
Okay.
Because I was pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you were blocking out most of the sun probably at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. From this angle, I could still get the sunlight in the shot and still light it, and then without.
Okay. Yeah, without creating a shadow over the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. Very nice.
I think that, in macro photography, composition becomes very critical because, your subject pretty much covers entire frame, and it does mean a lot because lighting, I think even lighting is very difficult. If you have ring flash and all that, that's okay, but other than that, if you're shooting with natural light, then even that limits your options, a lot. So, yeah, I think it's something. I've never tried macro photography for like just once or twice or something, but I think it's a difficult branch of photography.
Yeah, it's very, very exact, and because you have such a narrow depth of field, I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very challenging. I mean, you see those guys that post images of flies' eyes and the hair on the back of a bumblebee and that type of stuff. I was like, wow, that's a lot of work to do that, and that's probably the best shot out of 100, that they took in order to make that. So it's there's a lot of stuff that's very small that the macro lens gives you the ability to document, which is part of the fun. Because you can literally wander out in your backyard and just find hundreds of things to photograph with the macro lens that you couldn't with a normal lens. So.
Wow, I like this one.
Yes, it's very nice.
And this was taken with the macro lens as well, but not for macro, just using it as a normal lens.
Okay.
And
okay. Right, full open. Yeah. So you just focus right here on this. You got nice. Yeah, this little barn or shed in the background is perfect. Perfect color just to kind of break up the background, add a little bit of interestingness to it.
Yep.
And the sun over here setting. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, it wouldn't work if the barn was gray or brown or something. But that little touch of blue there makes it.
Yeah, just a different color, and it's because it just draws you right in here too, which is very nice. Yeah, that's a nice, very nice shot. I like it.
I'm not sure what they use that field for, but
I wonder if they grow. Was it corn? Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I have to come back, but it looked like it had been plowed at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're probably growing something and probably just plowed it under once they harvested it.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, this would be another. I mean, Yale uh, uh, Conservation Center would be a great place just to visit. It'd be a great project. There you go. You just visit, every season, year or something like that, and kind of find spots that you like and document them um, each time over the season. That would be kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
This would be a lot different in July than it is now. I mean, because there's probably stuff growing here. You might not even be able to see this because it might be blocked by whatever's growing in the field. Pretty
Hi,
cool.
Roy.
Hey, Rui.
Oh,
Oh,
there he is.
there he is. Hey, Rui. He's got a little bit of lag there. Oh, back. Can you hear us?
If you can hear us, bang your head on the wall.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Banging
Thumbs
the
up.
head.
Okay, fine.
Thumb is
That
better
will
than
do.
banging the head. Very nice.
Okay, whose car is that?
Yeah, I was going to ask, is this your Simi?
This is a vintage VW 1840
Golf.
car. No.
Yeah, this looks like about a 2012 GTI.
I don't know. This is some lady I was trying to wait for her to cross, and she wouldn't. She just sat there. She was like, no, I'm gonna be here a while. So I started taking pictures of her.
Oh, okay.
And she was right in her nice little spot, and it kind of.
Uh-huh.
Almost like a commercial photograph, yeah.
Yeah.
This is my week's contribution to commercial car photography.
Yeah, that's very good. I like
Okay.
that.
But
Not as good, but
The car's
no,
pretty.
but the vehicle doesn't have a registration plate. That's surprising.
Connecticut is probably just rear plates,
Or
right?
did you
No,
chop it off?
Connecticut's supposed to have two, but not all cars do.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hers did not.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is nice though because you got all the browns and stuff, and then you got this. It's she missed a spot here, a little bit of dirt there, but it's a pretty clean car. I mean, white is a tough color to keep clean. It's a fairly clean car.
There was no way that this car was going to be clean this day because that whole road was all muddy.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
probably why that is there. But yeah, that's a nice. It's a nice shot actually. A nice white against that, and the little red highlights in there, and you got this area looks to be very very sharp.
How far is this area from a city?
Oh, quite a ways. This is near Bantam. I mean, the nearest city is, I think, actually, I'm not sure where the nearest city is. Maybe Danbury would be the nearest bigger city.
Yeah, maybe she was stalking you.
No, she was on her phone.
Talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. As a VW owner, I appreciate the design of the Golf GTI. I have a Jetta, which is basically the same. I have the wagon. I have the Jetta wagon, so it's basically the Golf platform with just a little extension in the back for the wagon.
I have a Jetta sedan.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I really like them. I mean, I had a Passat before, and then
that's
got
what
the
my
diesel.
brother-in-law has, a Passat. I was trying to remember the name. Passat. My brother-in-law has one.
And
I like
downsized a little bit
them.
and got the diesel wagon, which I really enjoy.
I like them until you have to take them in for service.
Yeah. No, I do as much as I can. I change the oil and filters and all that stuff. So, yeah, they are a little more expensive than a Ford to service, but they drive nice and they're well appointed without being full on luxury, which is kind of what I like about them. They're nicely and they're solidly built. I mean, I haven't had any issues with the build quality of them. Just a little bit of over-engineering, as Germans are sometimes want to do. But, yeah, very nice.
My favorite brand is Mercedes, you know. I mean, that's what I dream to have someday.
Yeah, they're very nice cars. Yeah, I you see you see a lot of those on the road, and they've got some very attractive lease prices. I think here in the States, so you see a lot of Mercedes, like the what is it the 300 series, which is kind of their. You see a lot of those Mercedes sedans out there, but yeah, they're nice cars.
Yeah, they have the one that goes for about 45,000 entry level.
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
Yeah, I could buy two Jettas for that though. Come on. I could buy an in-town Jetta and a road Jetta for the price of one of those.
and throw in a medium format camera.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Or I could buy a Jetta and a sweet medium format, not in one of Raj's large format digitals.
Yep.
I could buy this. I could buy this. Well, maybe not a GTI, but I could buy a Golf hatchback, and then the large format, the 4x5 digital, and still come out for less than that.
That's just movies.
Hey, there we are, Rui.
Hey.
Good evening.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good. Working the way through the images, but we'll come. I want to find out if you got anything photography related for Christmas.
Not really.
Okay.
I took some, but I haven't put it on my computer yet, so not for this week.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to the next one here. Let's see. Oh, macro lens. There we go. F3. Pretty much wide open on the macro lens.
And
that's nice. That's nice. Nice composition on this. About 1/3. Yeah. Very nice. Nice texture. Very nice. And what were you, maybe 6 inches away from this? 6-8 inches?
About a foot away, I think.
Okay, about a foot away.
Yeah.
Second. There's a 100 F3. Very nice. Yeah, some nice. I love the texture and the ornamentation, I guess.
Wrought iron fence.
Yes, wrought iron.
Yeah, it's kind of was walking back towards the car, and this kind of caught my eye because it was on one side, it was in shade, it was nice and blue, and then it had the sun setting in the background with it was just a nice warm color, so it was.
Yeah, it's nice light, and then the little pine straw or whatever's stuck in the fence too is neat. Nice little detail in this too. Breaks it up a little bit. Yeah, very nice. And it's this section here, this one, and this is, and it just kind of progressively blurs as you go back. Look right in the upper left-hand corner. So.
Sort of a leading line, kind of thing.
Definitely a leading line.
Pattern.
Starts right here and goes bottom right to upper left. Very nice. Yep, I think you can have fun with that lens.
I think
Which
so.
one is it?
It's the Tokina 100mm 2.8 macro.
Nice.
Yeah, yep, very nice. We're going to see a lot of images posted with that lens, I think.
The wife is regretting getting it for me right now.
Just say, honey, you can spend more time with your girlfriends while I go out and photograph with my macro lens. That's nice. So that's a great gift from your wife. Got it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Did you make her get it for you?
No. Usually she tries to stay away from this stuff because she has no idea what she's buying.
Yeah. You hear that thing, like technology or photography or anything. It's like the best thing to get a geek, in technology or photography is just get them cash, because no matter what you get them, they're probably gonna be like, well, that's nice, but I really want this.
A gift card for each.
Yes.
I think it's a huge conspiracy on women's part. It's their way of avoiding buying technological stuff for us, like technology stuff for us. And, like many times they get away with that. Like, oh, I just don't understand, so I got you this one. and they just get us the shitty ones because they don't want us to use it.
Yeah, that's probably the motive is they get you the really crappy one, and then you won't use it, and maybe you'll forget about it. And then, yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, for anybody that's into technology or photography, I mean, there's so many variations on things. The only way you know is like my parents, like, well, what do you want for Christmas? Like, how about just an Adorama gift card? Because there's always stuff I can buy for that. You know, and if I say I want an f2.8 macro lens, you know, they won't do it. I have to tell them the exact lens, but that could change because I could research a little bit more, and then I would find out that the one lens I thought I wanted was really something else. So it's better just to give me cash.
Absolutely. I wouldn't even go with the card. I would restrict to cash. That's the best.
Yeah. Although with
you might get something used.
Adorama or Amazon, you can get pretty much everything you need out of that. But
yeah, but those are like new items. And what if you find something good on Craigslist or something? You know, like used.
True. Yeah.
So.
Here, just wire money into my account. That's basically that works.
Let me borrow your credit card.
Yeah,
that's usually why she stays away from this stuff, because sometimes I will change my mind midway.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rui is showing something.
Oh, what do we got here? Let's go ahead and stop this and see what we got here.
Is that a stack of cash?
Oh, that's Benjamin. There we go. Cold hard cash.
Yeah, that's his Christmas gift he's showing.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
Nobody can argue with greenbacks. That's for sure.
I've got some green, some blue, and some red.
All right. That's the perfect gift for anybody that's a geek into photography or technology.
Yeah.
Just give us cash, and we'll tell you what we got with it when we get it. Because it's so hard. Now this is very nice. You got the setting sun behind with the wow, 1/4000. So yeah, you were shooting into the sun at this point, I think, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Very nice.
Shooting into the sun. Wind was starting to blow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Temperature was starting to go down. It was time to call it a day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very nice.
Very nice.
Nice backlighting on the blooms here, whatever it is. Are they cattails or something?
Yep.
Okay.
Did you switch to spot metering here?
Nope.
No. Okay.
No, did not.
The evaluative, yeah.
I was still in matrix meeting on this one. I usually stay there. I rarely spot meter, so unless there's something I really want to get.
Yeah. Now, is spot metering, would that be advisable on macro photography? I don't know. I mean, I haven't done any macro, so I don't know. But I would think that with such a narrow depth of field and everything, that you might want to do spot metering when you're doing macro. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you can try it. Try it a couple different ways. Find something you like and shoot it with all the different metering modes and see what happens.
I bet trial and error would be the best way to know how it works.
Yeah, doesn't cost anything with the digital. Take 100 shots and kill the snake.
Talking about digital, I actually been to a wedding this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations.
That just it wasn't me. My parents were here for the holidays, but I went to my hometown with them because a friend of mine asked me to be a second photographer for the wedding.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So he got the Fuji, the XT1, and that thing is
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, he really likes the XT1. Yep.
He has
Everyone loves
the X
XT1.
Pro 1 and the XT1.
XT1 is, every
And
child's
that thing-
dream.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And he got the 35 1.4,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
which is very, very sharp.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard very good things about that.
Yes.
I almost got one of the Fujis, except it was a little bit out of my budget at this point. But I've heard very good things about the
Very, very good.
XT1. Yeah. And they've got a fair amount of lenses for it too, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
That's the
He
selection.
he had the the 1825 to 55, the 34, and another one which I can't recall.
Okay.
But I mostly tried the 35 1.4.
They
Which is
try to
And the
what,
give
camera
full
is
frame
equivalent
nice.
to?
quality.
It's basically a 50 millimeter, right? Yeah, it comes
Yeah.
out to
Mm-hmm.
almost 50. Yeah.
Fuji tries to give full frame quality in APS-C size sensor. That's what their objective is. So that's why they have like really sharp lenses
Mm-hmm.
to
And the
compensate
noise on
for.
that thing is minimal. I tried
Yeah.
it at 32,000, and it was completely usable.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
And
amazing.
after they shooting the 50D with a 24 to 70 and the flash, it was like a feather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it. The big advantage to the mirrorless is just the size and the weight. Just
Yeah.
so much more compact and
Mm-hmm.
less of a strain to carry around. That's the one thing I have really enjoyed about the Olympus is it's literally half the size and weight. And
Oh yeah.
from image quality, like I said before, I don't think I give up anything. 16.4 megapixels to 18, and it's pretty much meaningless. So it's
No, I need to get one. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, but see, I checked out your camera, and that's quite expensive. That's way out of my budget for now. And considering like it will be my fourth camera, like I mean, I can sell three of them, and three three cameras I
Oh,
own,
you were
but
talking
I
about
have to.
the OMD, the one I got, Raj?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I got it for new. It's still selling for about 750. I got it for 300 used. So
Oh.
somebody was desperate to
Maybe
get rid
I
of
was.
their camera.
I don't know, but I saw it above 1,000 actually.
Yeah, with the lens, I've seen it anywhere
Oh
from
yeah.
750 to $1,000 for the camera with the 12 to 50. Is that right? The 12 to 60
It
lens?
okay. What I remember is it was somewhere around $1,200, and it had some 2.8 lens, which frankly I can't remember.
Okay.
Sounded like a kit lens or something. Like the standard lens probably 14 millimeter to something, but it was
Oh, 14 to 42, I think is one of
yeah,
the
something like that.
kit zoom lens. Yeah, I mean
I think it
it's
was 2.8 lens, most probably. I'm not very sure. Again, it's vague, but yeah, and it was somewhere around $1,100.
yeah, that's too much. And I
And it was
thought
black
about
in
buying
color. Yeah.
I thought about buying it new, but then I was like, no, if I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna find a good used camera, and
Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
yeah, and you can find because I got mine on Fred Miranda. I don't know if you've ever looked at that at that
No, I
site
haven't.
before, but there are so many guys that I'm switching to full frame. I don't like full frame. I want to go back to mirrorless. Oh wait, I want to go back to full. And they're just buying and selling, and they're the
Good
cameras.
for you.
The cameras are in
I mean,
great
good for
shape.
us.
The lenses are in great shape, and the price is pretty competitive. Because if they want to get rid of it, they'll sell it for a little bit of a discount. Not crazy. I gave up. I didn't get the flash. I didn't get the book or the CD that came with it. So I mean, I can buy the flash on eBay for $50, a little pop-up flash that comes with the camera and the other stuff. So yeah, but I wanted the body, and I got the body at a good price, and it's as far as I can tell, it's almost like it's unused. Like I said before, it's only got
Yeah.
maybe 5,100 actuations now since I used it for a week. But yeah, for most of the stuff, if you're buying from somebody that's got a good reputation, you can buy used. Man, you save 50%. I mean, generally, 30 to 50% off of retail if you're
It's
buying
a
from
general.
somebody that's good. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a big savings. And if you buy something and you don't like it, I mean, if I don't like my camera in a month, I can probably sell it for $275, so it cost me $45-50 to try out the camera for
Why
45
don't you
days.
sell it at like at a premium, like make some $10-15 on it?
Yeah. I'm convinced of a lot of the people that are selling that stuff on like Fred Miranda. They're just, hey, I paid $400 for it. I used it for a month. I want to change. I,
Oh yeah,
I'll sell it for
there's
$350
a lot of people
and
like
call
that.
it good. That type of thing. So
Wonder somebody who has an A7S willing to do that.
for $300, yeah, I can find somebody.
Yep.
You buy it from the guy in the back of a white van on a corner, and it'll be good.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Now this is looks like somebody was driving home and the sun was setting, and took a picture outside of the window.
Yeah.
This is Joe. Rainy Arizona sunrise.
And Joe doesn't do a lot of landscapes,
No, he doesn't. I think this is probably taken from his truck, as he works the overnight shift. So he drives from Phoenix to almost L.A. and then swaps trailers with the guy that's driving from L.A. to Phoenix, and they meet kind of halfway, and then switch trailers. So I think this is probably what this is.
Okay.
Taken from the cab of his truck as he was driving into Phoenix.
Yeah.
Probably.
iPhone photography, windshield, highway, Arizona.
Raindrops, Arizona, yeah. Sunrise, yeah. So he's driving down the road. Going, I got an hour of work left before I get back into town. It's kind of a cool shot.
Let's not say very nice things about this one, otherwise he'll get into this and he'll stop posting those beautiful ladies, so that will be a big loss.
Joe, this is
just
go back,
okay.
Go back to the boudoir stuff. Yeah, we don't want that.
Absolutely. We don't want this one. We don't like this. It's not. He doesn't have skills in this. He should stick to what he does good.
Yeah, that's right. What you do best.
Yeah.
Kind of nice little iPhone shot. I mean, it just goes to show the best camera is the one you have with you. If you didn't have a camera or some way to capture this, you're like, oh, that's kind of nice. But if you don't have a way to capture it, you don't know.
Yeah.
It never existed. So this is kind of nice. Driving down the road. Now think about it. He's driving down the road. He's got 70,000 pounds of vehicle behind him. He's like, oh, let me take a hand off the wheel and take a shot here. But he's a professional. He gets paid to do it, so we can trust him. But yeah, nice shot. Driving down the road. Very nice. Good way to end the show. Very nice. So Simi's going to be posting a bunch more shots with his new macro lens. Rui's got a bunch of cash in his hand, so he's probably going to buy that XT from his buddy. So we're going to start seeing shots from that show up on the flip.
I'm still short for the XT.
You can buy the battery grip for the XT. It's a nice camera.
It's very expensive, I've been told.
Yeah, it's like 12 or $1,300, and then the 35 millimeter is
nothing
like
is cheap,
$800, $900 for the lens.
In the Fuji world, nothing is cheap. Everything is expensive. They have done one thing very good. They've kept everything expensive so that nobody buys it.
Yeah. Well, it's good quality stuff. I mean, they're not selling crap for a bunch of money. They're selling good lenses. But yeah, you are going to pay. And kind of like Sony. I mean, the lenses, the native lenses go with this, like the A7. They're not cheap.
No, they're not.
You're going to pay $850 to $1,500 for those lenses.
But surprising thing is that why aren't third-party manufacturers coming up with Sony lenses? I mean, E-mount lenses.
Yeah.
Because by now it's very simple for them to like make a lens which I think it's like it's just the adjustment with the last element or something, and then bang, it will work on E-mount. I just don't know.
Sigma seems to have done a few. I mean, when I was researching that camera. Looks like Sigma has a few. They're probably the most from a third-party manufacturing perspective. They probably have the most lenses. But yeah, you don't see.
But the art lenses, Sigma art lens, and those, Tamron good ones.
Yeah, Yeah, and I think it's just right now it's just a matter of volume. You know, it's like, well, we've got the basic lens, and like you said, Raj, it's probably fairly easy. I mean, I'm not an optical
Mhm.
engineer, but I wouldn't think it would be too hard to redesign
No.
it to fit that particular mount. You'd have to do a little bit of reverse engineering, I guess. But
Yeah. I've just heard it from people, but what I've heard is like the first lens that's get designed is for Nikon because that has maximum flange distance of 46 millimeter or 47 millimeter something, and then same lens with just change to one of the elements gets fitted on all the cameras. So usually the most mass produced lens is Canon. So the one that hits the market is usually the Canon version of the lens, but the one that gets designed is usually the Nikon version. But you know, like uh, converting a Nikon lens to a Canon or Sony is quite simple. That's how it works.
and all you change is what the rear element. Is that what you were saying?
One of the elements here.
Okay, all right. So,
One
so
of the
you
elements of it.
come up with the cost for redoing that one out of
Mhm.
10 or 12 elements or whatever's in the lens. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think it's just a matter of it'll be interesting to see how the A7 Mark II gets accepted because it's got the in-body stabilization, which is one of the things that people rave about the Olympus. And having have the Olympus camera for a couple of weeks, I can say that it does work very well.
Oh yeah.
Um, I think that's in-body stabilization is because then you can put whatever lens you want on it, and you're going to get effective stabilization. So,
Well, Sony will be working on the Mark III fairly soon.
Wow.
No, that was just joking.
yeah, well, probably 6 months to a
I
year.
was like, but I think they must have started working on Mark III already by
Yeah.
now because Mark II is out. So I think the research and development team wouldn't have any other work but to move to the next model.
Yeah.
But
I
that
think
might be my.
I think having in-body stabilization is probably going to, and the cost is pretty similar, right? It's within $100 one way or the other, isn't it? In the
Yeah.
original one,
Mm.
I think it's pretty similar. So if that's the case, that'll open up a little bit more the market for that camera, and then they've just got to get more native lenses for it, whether it's Sony or Sigma or Tamron or other third-party manufacturers. I mean, I think
I
that's
think Sony needs to just make their own lenses. Just bite the bullet and start doing it.
come out with 10 or
I
15
think
good lenses and
it's a great opportunity for the third-party manufacturers actually, and they should take it quite seriously. If they, like if they establish a name for E-mount at this point, then people will, reputation and initial market capture is something that matters. So
hmm
they have a great opportunity here.
Yep, I agree. I could see in a couple of years if Sony or some other full-frame mirrorless comes out, that would be the next step up for me if I stick with the OMD, which I think I'm going to. The next step for me would be a full-frame mirrorless, or your 4x5 digital.
Yeah, I'm so busy with my 4x5 that I can't get into
Keep
the
working on it.
E-mount
Keep working on
lenses.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if any one of you is free, you might as well start on the E-mount lenses,
Okay.
because until I'm done with my 4x5 and 8x10 large format digital cameras with 30 stops of dynamic range and in-body image stabilization and
Oh yeah, I think it's doable.
Yeah.
Just do a Kickstarter. You only need to raise like 50 or 60,000. I think you could do it. Yeah. No,
I don't think 50 and 60,000 would be sufficient.
that'd be enough to get the
Better.
shutter button designed. That'd be about right.
But I think for the start, I think we can start with just a digital bag that fits on the existing camera, and because that's probably gonna be the way to go about it. And instead of designing an entirely new camera, it's much better to have a digital bag that fits on existing digital cameras and um, large format cameras and go that route.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would love to see, for me actually, if the medium format digital would come down in price. I mean, 8,000. I mean, it's come down in price a little bit, but it's still 7,000 or 8,000 for the camera for the Pentax. That's
True.
still a lot. I mean, that's you know, if they could get that down, and maybe it's just going to depend on demand, I guess. But if they could get it down to under 5, then
Yeah, that will change the entire scene.
Yeah.
Pentax will start dominating the market. Then.
Yeah, if you can get it down under 5, then you're going to get that next sliver of hobbyist photographers that have a little bit more disposable income that might be like, well, I could buy a full-frame DSLR for $3, or I could buy a medium format for $4,800. Let's go for the medium format. You know.
Yeah.
And it's not twice as much; it's only 1.5 times as much. So.
And who needs a car anyways?
That's right. Yeah. There's always mass transit. You take the bus and you have your medium format camera. You're good. It's all a matter of priorities, I guess. We all make those decisions. You know, whether we want the full size, you know, luxury car, or we want the little smaller car, so we have more money to spend on our cameras, or vice versa. You know, that's the fun part. Okay, guys. Hey, great show. And,
Yeah.
Glad everybody got some new toys. Simi, I'm looking forward to some more macro photography. And Rui, I'm looking for that XT1 in the next 3 weeks. I mean, I think it's doable. And Raj, yeah, just keep working on that large format.
Oh, yeah. That's why I don't get time
I'll
to
give you to
shoot
show
these
103 to have that done. That's like 17 weeks. We should be good.
All right. 17 weeks, right? Okay.
The day is still young. It's
All right.
only like 4:45 in the morning. Get going. Got a full day ahead of you.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll
Thanks,
do
everybody. Great show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys next
Thank
week.
you.
And take care.
Okay.
See you.
Good night.
Take care.
See
Bye.
you.
Bye.